Hey everybody, welcome to our first podcast for Lazy Octopus Gaming. This is what we are calling our Hot Pot podcast. Say that 3 times fast.
Hot pot.
Hot pot, hot pot, hot pot.
Yes.
We're forgetting the podcast portion of it though.
Dang it!
I know, right? It's very difficult to say, but we're calling this the Hot Pot because every week we're going to do one of these, and we're going to have 4 topics we're going to talk about. The first topic is simple enough. We're just going to say, hey, hi, what's going on? What's going on in our lives this week? Our second topic, we're going to talk about video games, whether that's news in video games, maybe some sort of rumors in video games. Just, I'll get a little more information as to what's going on. The third group we're going to talk about is video media. This is, our TV, our movies, kind of what we're watching, maybe some news we found out about some things. I know I have a couple things I want to talk about this week about box offices under this. And our fourth topic is our rotating topic, and this is our hot pot topic. This week, we're going to talk about water parks.
Don't tell him! Don't tell him!
Don't tell him! No, I already told him. I'm sorry.
You ruined the surprise.
Wait, I didn't hear it. I don't know what the surprise is.
Oh, we're going to be surprised.
Good.
We're going to be surprised when we get to it. So
Thomas will be surprised.
I'm going to be
Thomas
surprised.
So there's 3 of us on this podcast every week. We'll shorten the intro up as it goes along. But I'm Matt. You can find me on Twitter at Darth Pertinax. You can find all of us at Lazy Octopus Game on Twitter. We have an Instagram, which I believe is at Lazy Octopus Gaming. We're all just kind of setting this up. This is one of the first things we're doing. We have 1 video up on our YouTube page, Lazy Octopus Gaming, so far, and we're just kind of moving forward. We're going to try to keep this quick, about 45-ish minutes to an hour, and we'll go from there. Frola, you want to say anything to our hopeful listeners?
Hello, my name is Andrew, or Frola, but probably Frola, because that's what everybody's going to refer to me as. And you can find me at Siberian Bane on Twitter if you enjoy my voice and things. Anyway, send it off to the third. Here we go.
To Thomas.
I feel like this is going to be the one and only time he's going to say the name Andrew, and every other time he's henceforth going to be called Frola.
It's
refer back.
You're
to
never going to hear
name.
Andrew again.
Probably
It's
not.
a trivia question. What is Frola's real name? Episode 1 only.
What is his first name? So
My
Thomas.
name is my name is Thomas. In case you guys missed that, and my Twitter is actually Instagram Thomas Max Neal. And that's it. I don't have Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I just don't tweet.
Yeah, you don't tweet. It's fine.
I don't twiddly deet. You know what I'm saying?
I don't Twitter. I need to start
I
working on
actually
Instagram.
tweet a little bit.
Yeah, you have a nice little like animated or I guess like a picture that you drew.
I have a banner. I have everything.
You're like way.
You know, maybe I'll start
more over
tweeting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just get how many characters is it? See, I don't even know what the characters.
They upped it. You actually get way more characters than you used to.
It's
It used to
fantastic.
be like 150. Now you get like 300 or something.
What?
Much better.
Yeah, they like doubled it.
Plus you can put
Okay, that's a game changer. I'm in now. 300 characters. Now we're talking.
I think. Let me make sure. Here, wait. Let's find out.
Double
Sorry,
check.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna do. You can double check this for us while we're going for this. So
It doesn't tell you anymore.
what?
It just has a circle.
Oh, did you guys know that they changed the Twitter logo?
the birdie.
yeah.
It's not the birdie anymore.
It's the birdie, but they changed the shape of the birdie is because they made it simplify the shapes, and they put it at a more upward angle because it somehow seems more pleasant and like going to the sky. You're like, I don't know, some weird logo psychology she is.
That sounds like something a marketing firm would have definitely
Shit.
come up with. That's not going to actually do anything, but also make the
We
millions.
got a way better logo now. It's tilted 10 degrees up. Mo better.
It's
You
also,
see, we examined at least 50 pieces of Renaissance art, and we smushed them all together and then simplified them into this one bird.
now give us millions and millions and millions
That's
of
exactly what they do.
dollars. I know it's
that's
exactly what they
crazy.
do, but this was marketing firms get about. So, question for you guys: what have you guys been out playing this week so far? I personally have been playing a lot of Diablo. I did my first Let's Play for Diablo. And I've been kind of playing out in fun, playing the new season. I think it's 14.
It's so good.
Diablo's so much fun. Oh,
No, you playing is so good. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that.
I appreciate that because it's my first one I've actually ever uploaded. I've recorded a few before, so you guys can go check that out on our YouTube channel. But been playing that. I'm really excited to stream it, especially once I get to the main storyline and I can start doing the adventure mode and really start pushing some rifts, which is the more harder content for it, which will be a lot of fun to really kind of push myself. Playing WoW like usual, God of War.
Nice.
Just kind of it's getting so close. God of War's so good. Thomas, why haven't you played God of War yet?
You know what? I was actually talking to Jesse about this today. we were talking about. Okay, is it okay if I have a 30-second tangent to explain this?
Yes.
Okay, so I was watching a YouTube
Conversa-
video, Donkey Kong 60. What's up?
Conversational podcast. We're having a conversation here.
Conversation. Okay. Well, check this out. This is interesting relative to gaming. I found out today why Donkey Kong 64 needed an expansion pack. They said in their advertisement that it was because the game was too big to fit, and they had to add that extra 4 megs to make it cool.
Let me guess. I thought it was RAM purposes.
Yeah, it is extra RAM, but the reason that the Donkey Kong 64 required it was going to be the big holiday game.
Mm-hmm.
They were expecting to pull Ocarina of Time numbers for that. They had a huge marketing budget. But then the problem was they had a memory leak, and the expansion pack kind of delayed how long it would take the game to crash to like over 10 hours so it wouldn't experience the symptoms.
Oh.
So they literally just shipped every game. It was cheaper to ship every game with an expansion pack to avoid the crash than to find the leak in time for the holidays.
That's amazing.
Jinxed. Okay, so what were we talking about? Oh, I was talking to Jesse about that, and he was like, yeah, back when they used to make complete games. I was like, yeah, man, I miss when they would ship finished games. And then I was telling him, the game I was most excited for this year was God of War. I was so stoked on it, I still haven't even had a chance to try that.
And that is a complete game. That game is magnificent.
The game looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful. It plays beautiful. It has a wonderful, touching story, which you wouldn't expect to ever hear from a God of War game. I mean, anyone who's listening to this has ever heard anything about God of War is going to hear the same stuff. That I'm not going to bring anything new to the table on this, but it's a legitimate masterpiece that we're going to look back on this in 10, 15, 20 years, the same way I think we look back on the Uncharted series, the Last of Us series, Mario 64, those kind of games. It's truly, in my opinion, a genre-defining game, and more importantly, a generational defining game. When people look back to this generation of PS4 exclusives, because Last of Us, let's say, is a PS3 and a PS4 game.
Sure.
They're gonna the three that I think right now they're really gonna talk about, if nothing else changes, is Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted 5,
Sim 6.
That's interesting. I've never really even
War.
considered the idea of the modern day Mario 64 or something like that, and it's interesting to see that maybe we'd be looking at that for the first time we're thinking of like a modern version of that. Hearing you compare that was interesting. I want to try that game. You say that's like one of the perfect 10 games, right? That game got a 10, right?
The game got a lot of 10s. I think the Metacritic
Metacritic
score is over a 9 right now. I know IGN gave it a 10, which is not a perfect game, and I think people really need to realize this when looking at reviews. Reviews are all subjective, so the person who's doing it, it's very important to see who's writing it and understanding who those people are. They have different opinions, and more importantly, understand actually what the scaling says. A 10 is not a perfect game. It never has been, and if you ever at some site that says 10 is a perfect game, you shouldn't be going to that site. Just they're not giving you good information. A 10 is a masterpiece. And you're looking at a game that is near flawless in almost everything that it does. It's about as good as you're going to get in a video game.
Halo 2.
Halo 2, yeah. That's a near flawless game too. That game is amazing.
Halo 2 is so good.
Halo 3 does have better multiplayer though.
Word, I'm going to give you that.
It's just a split. It's just a hair faster, just a little bit quicker, and it had It had SWAT as a standard game mode, which is my favorite game mode.
Oh God, SWAT's so good.
I love SWAT.
I'm gonna segue to myself now.
Okay.
Oh, go for it, baby.
Thank you, Thomas.
We love you.
I have been really, really obsessed with VR. I haven't been home a lot because I had to go to a wedding, but I started off playing way too much of a game called Standout, which is a Fortnite-esque. Well, yeah,
it's a battle
royale. It's a battle royale game for VR, and now I've kind of segued into playing a different game that I'm going to remember here in a second.
It's Rec Room.
Thank you. It's Rec Room, because Rec Room's battle royale is the Fortnite of VR, which it's so good.
But it also has other things too, which is great. And
it's free. It's free. It has so many other fun things to do. The community is not toxic at all because it's mostly like 7-year-olds, unfortunately. But like everybody's super nice. Plus, since it's 7-year-olds, you can easily win a battle royale game because you just wreck them.
Except for me, I can't win battle royale games. They just nope. I'm just in there, and it's just headshot, you're dead. Oh,
But have you done VR battle royale? Because
I
it's
have
completely different ball game.
even in standouts.
Say the name again. One more time. What's the name of this?
It's called Rec Room VR.
Rec Room VR. Okay.
It's a
I
free.
haven't seen
It's a
this yet.
free game. It's a free game you can get on the Oculus Store. All three of us have Oculuses, so we'll probably be doing some VR stuff in the future. But it also has like a dungeon kind of crawler thing you can do as well, which I know you've said a little bit before.
The hell, this has 5 stars on Steam.
Yeah, no, dude, buy it on the Oculus Store. If you can buy games on the Oculus Store, buy it on the Oculus Store.
Oh, Rec Room is not the same thing, or is it?
No,
It looks like-
it's the same game. You can get it on Oculus or on whatchamacallit, or on Vive.
Oh,
But
yeah.
games you can buy on Oculus, you should buy on Oculus because it'll run using the Oculus runtime rather than through Steam, and it just makes the games run a little bit better and a little more stable, at least from what
And
I
they did
found.
that on purpose, and it makes me so mad. But
They did do it on purpose.
they love you.
They're trying to get it
wait,
whatever.
wait. What did they do? What did they do?
They made it more difficult to play. If you have an Oculus Rift, it's difficult to play
On Steam.
Steam games, and then vice versa. Steam, if you're using an HTC Vive, I don't think you can use Oculus runtime at all.
No, you can't use Oculus runtime at all. I mean, the reason they're doing this is because Oculus wants to become the Steam for VR. If people are buying the games through their marketplace, they're getting a bigger cut of it and they're making more money. And so
That makes
early,
sense.
they're trying to get themselves to the point where they're able to where they're the one when you say, oh, you're going to buy a VR game, you think about going to the Oculus
To go
Store
to Oculus.
and not
Oh, so they want to edge out. They want to be the VR platform, which I guess
exactly.
Is,
They're
makes sense.
edge lording the
Exactly.
money.
Whatever, however that ends up happening, we'll see. But I mean, Oculus is investing in Oculus only exclusives. Insomniac has a few that if you have an HTC Vive, you cannot play. You can only play if you have an Oculus, and I don't think there's any HTC Vive only exclusives. There might be one or two.
How's PlayStation VR doing, by the way?
It's doing great.
It's actually sold the most units of any of the 3 major platforms.
Really?
It sold more than
Well, it's
Vive.
'cause you.
Mhm.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's because you don't need like for HTC and Oculus, you need a computer that can run it. But if you already have a PS4,
Oh, convenience-wise, that's the easiest. Of the
Yeah.
convenience-wise, it makes
You
the
can-
most sense.
easiest barrier to entry or whatever.
Exactly, and it's not that expensive. I think it's $250 for a headset with like for a full thing for it. Plus, you can get Resident Evil, which is apparently terrifying.
And amazing. It got really great
Can I play
scores.
that on Oculus?
No,
No,
Jason
PS4
Rubin,
exclusive.
Jason Rubin, who's apparently on the Oculus subreddit all the time and all the VR subreddits, knows people on Oculus users want it, and he said he's going to try to get it, but he'll have to see kind of what.
It's gonna be really tough to get.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it depends on how much money they're willing to put into it. So, Thomas,
You know what? I like that. I like that he's listening to what people want. He's like, you know what? I want to try to do that.
Yeah,
He reads everyone. He came out in a press like
yeah, it was over E3.
yeah, and he was like, Reddit, like I legitimately read everything you guys write. So if
Wow.
if you guys have any issues, dude, Oculus has an amazing like service program.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do a great job taking care of their customers. They need to. They're the what storefront? Not storefront. They're the ship head, whatever you would
Yeah.
call that. Of VR, like they.
Especially with the Go out now.
Yeah. Oh, and the Go's doing great. I got to try it, by the way.
Oh, how
During
is
the
it?
wedding.
Go?
So Oculus Go is their new standalone kind of mobile headset that you don't need a computer. All you need is a cellular device above a certain like level. I think my phone might be too old, but I think it's like an iPhone 7 and up, and
Whoa.
some
Wait.
level of Android.
Do you need a phone for it? I don't think you need a phone for
I
it.
think you do need to have a phone to connect it to.
That
I could
might
be
be,
be
but-
wrong.
That's the way you get like. So this is like supposed to be a mobile VR experience, so you can get it anywhere.
Yes.
So it's completely and utterly like it's independent. So it has, the screen's already implemented everything. It actually has. I might be wrong about this. I'm trying to remember, but if I remember correctly, it has a more powerful screen or a higher res screen than the
current
customer
Oculus?
version 1 of Oculus. Also, it has a special like lens interface on it to make it that you can go to Oculus, give them your glasses, your
Or get a prescription?
Yeah, you can get
and they'll
prescription
send
lenses.
you lens clips for your Oculus Go.
That is
Amazing.
actually super dope.
Yeah, they said
Right?
that's going to be standard in all of the Oculuses going forward. I believe they said it. Don't quote me on that, but I remember reading that somewhere.
That would make a lot of sense. That's actually, I guess that's a natural evolution of VR. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to try the Oculus Go at the wedding because super awesome thing that they did was they had a game room, so kids and adults alike could go and do stuff, and they had the Oculus Go set up, and I had actually told the parents of the bride, I believe. It was the groom. I had told them that of like games that they should look to see if they have, and then to get them. And they actually, per my request, got Keep Talking and No One Explodes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
And so I got to compare that on the Oculus Go in comparison with the
Rift?
how
the Rift.
would it compare?
It was flawless. Like, it looked prettier.
It looked prettier than the
I mean, it by like a negligible amount. It's more so that the screen door effect really wasn't there as much.
Oh,
interesting.
because
the lenses are a bit better.
resolution.
Yeah, because the resolution was a little bit crisper.
The screen door
but-
effect is like seeing pixels, right?
Yeah, whenever
Yeah.
you see pixels from the warping of the lenses. And it's just good. They nailed it. The Oculus Go is something that I would genuinely consider getting just so, like, during, like, commute or whatever, I had, like, a way to enjoy movies at, like, a higher quality, I guess.
On your phone.
It's great.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince my boss how much we want to spend is to get for the holiday gifts this year. Oculus Goes for all of our clients. I don't know how much we want to
It's
spend.
$200. That's not that much.
We have, yeah, exactly. It's not that much, and I think we spend close to that usually anyways. And I think that'd be a really cool thing to get them and show how hip and cool we are. So,
Hey, maybe I'm a potential client and around the holidays.
yeah,
of your-
you're not a large accounting firm, so sorry.
So maybe not then.
Thomas, though, what have you been playing or up to? I know you've been super busy doing other stuff and probably not playing as many games as you'd like.
Oh, okay. Well, so I quit and rejoined Overwatch.
Yep.
Near daily.
Yeah. So I was
Just for
I
our
was
viewers,
playing
what's
Overwatch.
what's the highest SR you've reached, and what does that mean for those who don't play Overwatch?
Oh, I'm low 4,000s. It's barely in the Grandmaster range, but it is. So I'm okay at the game, but I'm not like professional at the game.
I'm barely the best.
And Grandmaster's like top 10,000 US?
It's top. I think it's top like 1% of the players.
Okay.
It-
You
So
got
everybody.
you
everybody
goddamn
that-
1%er.
The
No,
millions
I'm
of
not
people.
that good.
The millions of people
I'm
that
not that
play Overwatch, you're in the top 4,000. You're in the high 4 digits.
Oh no, because there's tens of millions of players. So 1%
Yeah.
is a big.
Yeah, but you have to
a big
remember,
number.
it's
Yeah,
also
no, that's what we're saying.
no, but you're also there's also only on the US servers and only on the PC US servers. If they say we have 10 million
that's true.
users,
Oh yeah, I'm gold on console.
that's worldwide. And that's 'cause console's no fun to play.
That's
for
because
Overwatch.
console gaming isn't competitive.
Oh, it's because I only have console from when I very first opened the game and like tried it, and then I was like, oh, I need to get this on the computer immediately. I was like,
I actually think I forced it. Was I the one who forced you to play it for the first time?
yes, you and Miles, you guys made me play it, and then my PC was a Hackintosh,
Oh yeah.
and it wouldn't play Overwatch because it wasn't Mac compatible. So that game switched me back to PC for my main computer.
Hashtag PC Master Race.
Yeah, Master Race for sure.
I mean, we are the best.
But
we also play
consoles
console.
are cool too.
We do.
For
I've been playing God of War. You can only play that on
Okay.
console. I love my console. I couldn't do it. What could I do without my PlayStation? I wouldn't play Kingdom Hearts that's coming out, or any of those other cool games, which I actually think is the perfect segue to our second topic. We've been talking about video games, but this is more this week in news and video games, and we're a bit behind because this is like our first week, but I want to kind of talk about E3, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we're super hyped about. Thomas,
I feel like we'll get better.
I'll start with
this.
that one.
Yeah, you want to start?
What I did not like about E3 is that I didn't watch it yet. So
Oh no.
Oh
So
no!
I'm gonna listen to what I need to pay attention to. If someone hasn't watched E3, what should they go check out, or what do they need to know?
I think let's start with Sony because I love Sony.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Last of Us Part 2, which I don't think
God.
I don't think I'm going to play it, guys. I'm sorry to say.
I'm gonna play it and I'll tell you how good it is. But
It's
first I have to play The Last of Us 1.
anyone who's never seen Last of Us Part 2, the gameplay trailer, they need to watch it because it's one of the most intense sequences in video games I've ever seen in my life. Thomas, I can hear you typing.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
not
that
typing,
was my
he's
Rubik's
typing.
cube.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I'll stop. That must be annoying. I didn't know you could hear that.
Yeah, but you should watch it. It's massively intense. It's absolutely wonderful, and I think it might be too much for me. I'm not scared of it. I just think it might be too much. It's gonna give me heart palpitations.
Yeah, it's unsafe to play.
It's violent. It's violent.
That looks so good. And I mean, I know everybody's talking about it, but I'm super duper excited for what's Kojima's new game?
Oh, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Oh
Jinx
my god.
Jinx number 2. Sorry.
It's okay. Because it's gonna be the creepiest walking simulator ever made.
Don't fuck with your Amazon delivery guy.
Yeah, exactly. Don't fuck with your Amazon delivery guy.
Nobody still has any idea what's going on in that fucking game.
But
Wait, what's with the Amazon delivery guy? What?
because
You gotta watch the trailer.
You have to watch the trailer. We're not gonna
The
spoil
trailer,
it.
you get jumping fucked by the Amazon
For
delivery.
Death Stranding.
Okay.
Death Stranding
Is Death Stranding Metal Gear Solid Zero?
No.
No, it's
Because
Amazon Prime delivery, 1-day delivery simulator.
But he'll deliver anything.
But he'll deliver anything. He pulls off his toenails, Thomas.
Oh, that was so gross. I had to look away.
That part was so gross.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't-
like weird invisibly people going on that nobody knows what's going on. They're gonna murder you, and like if you die, it's gonna cause like a bomb to go off, but you'll come back, and no one has any idea what the fuck's going on with this
I wish I
goddamn
could show you what I'm imagining from having not seen it, from listening to you describe it.
I wish you could
put this picture in your head of like what the fuck you're talking about.
game. Nobody
There's
knows.
ghosts, and you are an Amazon Prime delivery guy. And you're trying to avoid the ghosts. Sometimes you're shipping humans. We're not sure why.
I think they're dead bodies.
And you have to walk everywhere. There's no Amazon Prime vehicle.
Hmm.
You're like a
Okay.
homeless person trying to make your way in like the.
And sometimes you have like a baby. You have to put in like a jar thingy on your chest because it's gonna help you evade the ghosty
Wait.
things.
Is this just like
We're not joking.
Pasta fetch quest
No.
game?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we don't know.
Yeah, we're not fucking with you. This is actually the game.
It's real pretty though.
Okay.
But it kind of honestly reminds me of something from like SCPs, serve,
Yes.
control, protect, or whatever it is. Just because, like, only certain people can actually see these like ghosts, like things that seem to have invaded the planet. I don't know. I think we're gonna learn a lot about it. It looks really good.
It
So
does.
6 says creepypasta fetch quest.
Yes,
Amazon delivery guy. Yeah.
Amazon delivery guy. That's the most important part.
Yeah, it's very, very important that it's Amazon delivery guy.
Okay, I need to watch this because that sounds like a clue.
God, it's
Exactly.
gonna be so good.
Let's see.
Is that a clue?
The third. Big...
No, you're gonna understand as soon as you watch. But
soon as
then
you
you're
watch
gonna
it.
be really confused.
Yeah, just look
Wait,
up.
is this some augmented reality in partnership with Amazon Real Life?
For all the
I
fuck.
mean, maybe
It could be.
this is Amazon's new training video game.
Wait, what?
We're joking. We have no idea.
Oh, okay.
They're just getting ready for the apocalypse.
Or maybe
All
the
right, all right.
or the apocalypse may have already occurred. We're not totally sure.
Oh no, I meant Amazon was using this as a training device because they were aware that the apocalypse was about to happen.
Yes. Yes. That okay. So the next, well, I guess we're on PlayStation. Next PlayStation game is Ghost of Tsushima, which looks fantastic. which
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Thomas, that is a, I guess the best way to put it would be almost like Samurai Assassin's Creed.
Samurai
Oh,
Champloo.
I'm sold. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
the idea of that.
The gameplay trailer does one of those beautiful where it's like a beautiful like outdoor
Everything's
scene,
pretty.
and there's like not lotus petals, what are they called? The sakura petals from the trees are like going across, and it's like
Weeb.
sorry. And it's like day 7 of the Mongol invasion,
Yeah. Oh my god.
and it just
Thomas,
goes
you're
straight
gonna-
into gameplay. It's freaking beautiful.
You're gonna
What?
love it. It is
Dude,
gorgeous.
One of my favorite games ever. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was on PS2 or something. And I would always rent it from Blockbuster. But it was like a samurai game, and you like, but like the way you played it, it changed like the story. Like, but that's not the point.
You're
Like,
not
it was-
talking about
it-
Yakuza, did you?
No, I think it was like Way of the Samurai or something like
Was
that.
it Ninja Gaiden
No.
or Gaiden?
No, it was literally just like a 2 or 3 day period of like life, and you're a samurai, and the actions that you do changes to the ending. And you just play it over and trial.
Oh, it's not that
You
game.
just-
It's not that game. They're making the third one for PlayStation. Is it, Frola?
I don't know what either of you are talking about.
Okay, well, never
But
mind.
that was one of the fucking coolest games. But if you're saying
That
this
sounds
is samurai
dope.
combat,
Oh, the
then
combat
that's
looks
okay.
great in it, and it's very violent as well.
but yeah, I
But
would also love
accurate.
to know what that game was, because I kind of want to play that game again.
Yeah,
Just watch
definitely.
Ghost of Tsushima.
If you figure out what it is, Thomas, you
Yep.
should record yourself playing it and then add it to the channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That would be
That
nice.
sounds dope.
And then the fourth big game on Sony's press conference was Spider-Man, which
It's beautiful.
I'm
we all know that it's beautiful.
I'm so hyped for it. Looks great.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's
I love
Naughty Dog,
Insomniac.
isn't it?
No, it's
And
Insomniac.
Spider-Man is just always a fun game to play. It feels good swinging around.
Yeah, but this
Like-
is Insomniac's doing it. The guys who made Sunset Overdrive, all the Ratchet and Clank games. They
It's gonna be
are
so good.
they are, I will say with this without a doubt, they are my favorite developer. When I was in middle school or early high school, I actually wrote Ted Price, who's the CEO of Insomniac, saying how I loved their games so much, and I actually liked them more than Naughty Dog, their friendly local rival. I have, my mom has the letter somewhere. He sent me back a thank you letter. She has it in a safe
that's funny.
safe box somewhere. Yeah, this is a real story. I can find a picture of it.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that. I want to see that.
Yeah, I love Insomniac. I don't think they're just, everything they do is great.
That's
It's
amazing.
fun. The Resistance series is great. Resistance 3 is still the best controlling console shooter of all time, hands down in my opinion. Whether it's the best game or not, it's a different story. But that game, just something they did with the auto aim, with the like aim assist or something. That game is just crisp and beautiful and just controls even better than all the Halo games in my opinion.
That's pretty dope.
It's fantastic. So is that?
I have a similar story. Here, give me a second. I have to remember what the studio is.
What game did they
Ghibli.
make?
No. I want to look it up so that way I feel less bad. Okay, so story time.
Story time. It's story
Thank you.
time with Frola.
I submitted to a lot of places to try to get a job in the 3D field, obviously, because that's like all I know how to do.
all the art for our channel, excluding our original logo, which Moi did, our
I'm
beautiful
gonna
Lazy
print it
Octopus.
I'm gonna frame
gonna
it,
say,
and
yeah,
it's
that's
going
cool.
on my wall.
Other than that, will be done by Frola.
It was the
'cause
MS Masterpiece.
It was.
It was an MS Paint. It was fantastic.
MS Master Paint.
Took me 10 whole minutes.
But I submitted a lot of applications to a lot of places, and one of the biggest places that I submitted to was one of the few places that actually responded back. And that was Riot Games.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Riot actually sent me an email from a person, unless they have a really amazing AI, because it actually talked about pieces.
A real person.
Right? Because they actually talked about things that I had sent them and said that unfortunately they didn't feel like I was quite up to par. But to be fair, Riot mostly only hires like the best of the best, which I totally get. Like,
Mhm.
they don't really do the internship thing. Like, they get like really, really good artists. So I didn't feel bad, but I was like, holy shit, like I just got a freaking letter from Riot Games.
For those of you that don't know, Riot makes League of Legends.
They do. Thomas, stop playing with the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, sorry about that.
The second best MOBA, because we all know Heroes of the Storm is the best one.
Rubik's Cubes are the single best MOBA?
No, Heroes of the Storm. Blizzards.
Oh.
Gonna rustle some jimmies there to bring back an
You
old
should,
meme.
because you're completely wrong. League of Legends is easily the best MOBA ever made. Heroes of the Storm is kind of boring.
Here we go, though. League of Legends does not have Sylvanas or Jaina, so, I mean, my point kind of rests.
Oh,
I mean, that's
see.
fair.
So, if you're going from like a gameplay or like a universe, like immersion standpoint, like
Yeah, it's also just the big thing is that Heroes of the Storm is much easier to get into. You don't have to play it as much. I can jump into a Heroes of the Storm game and I play like 2 of them, and I'm back to being okay. Whereas
and League of Legends is so much meta. You gotta know
so much you have to know. But I can jump.
I was never good at League of Legends. Like from the time that I started till the time that I finished, where I think I was at least level 20. I'd gotten pretty far.
I don't know what that means.
I hated that game. I hated it. I hated it so much because it's so toxic. Everyone who plays it is toxic. And I hate to say that because the gameplay itself is fun. Overwatch, you actually get a half decently nice amount of like nice people.
There are.
League of Legends, toxic people.
League of Legends, everyone's a douchebag.
Everyone. My friend was a douchebag in League of Legends. I'm so sorry. If you're listening, which you probably are, because you're one of the few people that supports me.
He loves you anyways. Even though you're a terrible League of Legends person.
Eric, I'm calling you out that I love you to death, but you killed League of Legends for me. But it was because, like, he would try to be nice, but he would be very competitive, so he'd get angry when people weren't playing correctly, and I didn't give a shit about the game, so I wasn't playing right ever. But I don't blame him. It was my fault.
Yeah, it happens. So that's what League of Legends is. I do have one other thing I want to talk about before we get off E3. We talked about Sony, and we're mostly we're mostly PlayStation people here, so we kind of talked about most of the stuff I kind of wanted to hit. But I wanted to talk about the classic WoW update that came out, which I'm assuming neither of you looked at when I sent you the info on it.
Oh yeah.
You sent me info?
I sent you like the developer update, which I figured you guys would be interested in. So, anyways,
I read the part where you said it was gonna be dope.
Okay, so you didn't read it at all or see it.
I read the subject.
Basically,
I'm aware it's happening.
So you're aware it's happening. So for those that don't know, Blizzard is creating vanilla WoW. We don't know exactly how they're doing it, but we know they're working on it. And I want to say it was earlier last week they finally gave an.
Are they working in conjunction with
separate teams?
So
it's a different
they're
group of
not
people.
cooperating with them at all.
No, not with them at all. No.
No, I mean, not the the other people that split off and doing
and then the free one, that one's had a bunch of things because apparently somebody stole a bunch of money, one of the developers for the free one. So Blizzard's doing this all from their own code, which actually when I get to kind of the story, it's going to be you're going to understand why they wanted to do it this way rather than borrowing from them. So basically they went back and found a lot of the data from vanilla WoW. For it, and how they did it, and they were on tapes. They were on magnetic tapes to store data, and they found them in some storeroom somewhere.
They found their data shit.
They found it because it was not cloud saved. It was on physical magnetic tapes.
Wow,
like miles of it. So they found that they uploaded it, and they got a working server going. They got a server working, and they got into it, and they were playing it, and it was like patch 1.1.2 Drums of War, I think is what it was. And they got in there, and they played, and they were messing around with it, and they go, okay, we have a starting point now. What do we need to do? And their first thought was, well, we need to see if we can get the back-end infrastructure, anti-cheating stuff, the way Battle.net works now. We need to get that, figure out how we're going to get that all working with how it works now. And they spent a bunch of, because otherwise they'd have to basically rewrite millions of lines of code and millions of man hours to do it.
Yeah, it would be insane. And
so they've been working on that, but more importantly, we're looking at in the code how data was stored. And the way they used to save data and the way they save data now is completely different. It used to be like no single thing could have more than 3 basically points of data. So if you cast a Mage's Fireball, it would have like damage and then a burn effect, and that's all it could do. It couldn't do anything. That was 2 options. You gave it a third one. You couldn't do a fourth one. It couldn't do like a damage, a burn, have a chance of a proc on your character, and then also a chance of proccing a trinket. It couldn't do all 4 of those things. So what they've been doing is they've had a group of people working on basically taking all that data that's in the game, that's in the old tables, and putting it in the way their data's programmed in now.
So just taking the values from Vanilla WoW and putting it into the current shell of the game.
Exactly. And so once they're done with that, and they're working on the back end stuff, which I think they're getting closer for. Once they're done with that, they'll be able to start backing information out and getting us back to, vanilla WoW. But they have a starting point and they're getting there.
That's cool.
And it's really cool. And anyone who is, into programming or even into vanilla WoW, I really suggest you go on Blizzard's website and you find that developer diaries. It's a quick read. It might take you 10-15 minutes. Sit down, read it. It's absolutely fascinating how they're going about this. And I hope
it's really crazy.
That's dope.
So crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I suggest everybody look at it.
Were those like emergency backups, those magnetic tapes or something?
Yeah, basically in case all their servers blew up.
Like how old would this? So like, we don't have it, but we do have it in the emergency.
They didn't even know they had it. But this is great because on these private servers, they would go back and look at like old data, right? They'd go back and look at old videos.
How many years old is this data?
I mean, I'm talking 2004, I want to say.
2001, you said?
2004, so 14 years.
Oh, okay.
2004 or earlier. So the private servers, they go back and they kind of guesstimate what things are. They have the actual physical numbers. They know exactly how much health a boss had. And then they can go through the patch notes, which they have copies of, and see exactly what was changed, back things out from there. So once they get that starting point up and running, they can get everything. They can back out to everything else.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's just everybody reads it who's interested in this and go from there. Any other video game related stuff before we move over to video media?
Oh, movies? Oh, let's go to movies, dude.
Movies and anime.
Off to movies!
To movies we go! I got to see Incredibles 2 this past weekend.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
How was that, dude?
It's so fantastic.
Was it good?
I don't think it was quite as good as the first movie, but I think that's partially nostalgia talking because it was absolutely fantastic. Everything makes sense. All the characters are true to who they are, and it's a near perfect sequel in my opinion.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome. Is it a time jump?
No, it starts literally as soon as the other movie ends.
Oh, wow, really? That's not what I was expecting at all. But now I need to rewatch the first one.
Oh, yeah, we did that with my family watched it before we went to go see it. And the first
good.
First one's still fantastic. The music in it's great. It's had the biggest animated film opening of all time, the biggest animated film Monday of all time, and I think it had the biggest animated Tuesday of all time as well.
Dang.
It's making a lot of money. It's over $250,000 already.
Nice.
I mean, I expected as much with how much people were excited for it.
$250 million, sorry. And here's the best part. It hasn't even released in Europe. It's not releasing in Europe until September because they're trying to push around the World Cup. People are saying if this movie doesn't make close to $1 billion, it's completely on the distributor's head.
Hey, guys. So I lost the conversation for like a second because somehow I accidentally asked Windows to define what 1 million is, and then she was telling me that it was the number that came after 900 whatever, and like
what a jerk!
So it's just like,
what an absolute jerk!
That fucking bitch.
He was playing in my ear and I couldn't hear you. Sarcastic ass computer. I don't even remember what I said. Okay, continue. Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to derail that.
No, it's okay. But no, that was it. I mean, the movie's fantastic. Everyone who hasn't seen it should go see it. Whether you've seen the first one or not seen the first one, go watch it. It's worth your $14 or however much it costs to go see a movie. It's so fucking good.
I have just started for the very first time.
For the very first time.
Jinx, number 3.
Dang it!
Jinx number 3.
I missed it. I was gonna jinx before you did.
Just have to have a little counter, so every time it jinx, it goes up. But we're at 3, and it carries over per episode.
If this ever gets successful, we can make that every time we jinx, we have to donate money to a special cause.
Hey.
Okay, cool.
That's
Right
a good
now,
idea.
that money will go to Thomas's Chipotle fund.
As long as you're the one funding it, then yes.
Then that's where it's going.
That's where it's already going, baby. No, but for the very first time, I started watching Parks and Rec.
You just started it? Oh, it's so
I did
great.
just start. Well, okay, so
I wanna watch it again.
I feel like my reasoning for why I'm just now starting to watch it is legitimate, which is that I watched the first and I think second episode, and I just couldn't get into any of the characters. I felt like everybody was really vain or stupid.
Yeah, the first season's not great.
Yeah, I was like, everybody's just playing off the normal tropes that I would expect from, from like a crappy sitcom. So I kind of threw it out the window and didn't care about it. And I'd seen some things on Imager and Reddit and stuff that, people were referencing.
You live on
it.
Imager, dude.
I really do. It's an addiction.
I'm saying that for them, so they know.
He's on Imager as much as I'm on Reddit.
I spend a lot of time rendering things out at work, so I need to waste like half of my life. Anyway, so I did finally start watching it though because my girlfriend really loves it too, and she's like, "You need to watch it because it's just great." So I did, and since oh goodness, like I think it's been like less than a week, I think maybe a week, but I've boiled into. I'm almost at season 3 now already.
I think that's where I left off.
Oh my god, you haven't gotten past that?
So good.
Has Ben showed up yet?
Ah, spoilers! I'm just kidding.
No, I don't think.
No.
They're still very much so.
Has Rob Lowe shown up yet?
Oh wait, I remember
Yes.
that guy. So I'm past that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Rob Lowe is what's his face's like friend, right?
Yeah, Ben's friend.
What?
What's his full name? Ben Wyatt, Adam Scott's character.
No, I haven't met him yet.
But you've met Rob Lowe, Chris Traeger. You've not met Rob Lowe.
I don't know. Now I'm getting confused.
Do you not know who Rob Lowe is? How do you not know who the fuck Rob Lowe is? Everyone who
I
knows
don't know
who Rob
who
Lowe is.
anybody is.
Wait,
No,
Matt,
no.
are we talking
I
about
don't know
the fitness
people.
guy?
Yeah.
The guy who's like always like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ben's the accountant.
Okay, yeah. Oh, is Ben the guy from Party Down?
He's in a million things. He's in Step Brothers.
You see the guy?
He's the douchey brother in Step Brothers.
I don't know
Does
if
he,
I.
does
I
he
don't know
have
if I'm
that
far
like
yet.
triangle face with the little beard thing?
I don't know. You're gonna have no.
What's his name?
Ben Wyatt.
Ben Wyatt, maybe. Oh, actually, you know what? This
Is
is
he
not
part of the
what I was
Wyatt
thinking.
family?
He is not.
Is it like Wyatt from Westworld? Oh, he is that guy. Oh yeah, that's the guy.
Oh dang it! I'll Google it. Give me like 2 seconds.
That's the
Talking-
guy.
He's great. That's when the show.
Are we having fun yet?
Oh yeah, that's when the show really picks up. Is when
That's what he
when
says.
Rob
That's
Lowe
what
and
he said.
when Rob Lowe and Adam
Nice,
Scott
nice.
show up is when the show goes from being like pretty good to amazing.
I'm excited. I've been really enjoying it though so far. Like it's just been really great.
It's also amazing to see Andy's character and how he goes from before he's a Marvel superhero to the season after he's a Marvel superhero, because he goes from being like kind of fat to being just shredded.
Oh, like what's he just Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever?
Yeah. After
Even
Guardians of the
more
Galaxy.
than that, like
That's funny.
Andy's character development so far has been really great. I like that he went from like this like kind of piece of shit like terrible person to like now he's he's good. Like he's getting better. And that's what I look for in like TV shows just in general is that and one of the reasons why I have a problem with Friends as well as Big Bang Theory is like I want to see the characters of a TV show grow. I want them to have flaws and then overcome them or like find ways to make them healthier. Like that's more important to me than Bazinga.
That show was doing a really great job the first few seasons, and then it kind of fell off the rails later on.
I wonder if something happened. It fell apart. You know what? Because I loved that show.
Oh,
and then
I know exactly.
kind of-
I know exactly what happened. So the original showrunners, this guy Bill Prady, who also he's done a bunch of other. He's showrunner for a few other shows. He left, I think, 3 or 4 seasons in. That's kind of when it started to go downhill. Most of these characters in Big Bang Theory are based on people he actually knew. Have lots of character
Oh, so he
traits.
kind of took their soul out.
Yeah, and so when he left, I mean,
Kalema.
Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
no, it's okay.
Sorry, go on.
And so when he finally left, that's when the show started to go downhill, or right around. It was at least right around the time he left. It started to go downhill.
Interesting, because that's probably when I kind of naturally stopped watching it.
Yeah, I looked back on it when I stopped watching it. It was right around the time he left. Because I mean, that guy actually is a big nerd. He left, and then he was actually doing the Muppets for a bit. He started off by doing the Muppets. He loves the Muppets, and the Muppets are everyone loves the Muppets. If you don't like the Muppets, you can get the fuck out.
Like the Muppets,
Dude,
Yeah, the
Muppet
Muppets.
Christmas Carol, though, that's the best version of Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh, the Treasure Island, though.
Oh,
Muppet Treasure Island was the jam. Dude, that black spot.
yeah.
it's
scared
still the
crap out of me.
jam.
I need to watch that
So
again.
good. Okay, Thomas, what have you been watching? We haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, what have I been watching? Oh, Westworld, baby.
Ooh,
Oh,
how is
God.
it? Season 2?
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
For y'all, because you haven't been watching it. But I'm just gonna say, you watched the first season?
Yes.
Okay, so just think, if this is true, what else is true? And they take that to the whole next level. It's pretty dope. And like all the things you think might be possible, like just they're putting a lot of thought into it. Everything is deliberately on the screen. It is a clue. It is information, and then
So-
it like makes.
So you're glad they took the time to really take their time to make the season correctly.
In my opinion, yes. I don't want, but I can't say any specific details if anyone
that's fair.
if anyone would disagree with that. But I think I'm stoked. I think that they're doing a great job, and it's like I love it. It's such
I
a good
want to
show.
like bounce theories off of you, but I can't because it would be spoilers for season 1.
Dude,
Oh,
that,
we'll
that's
talk
what
offline about
that's what he does all the time when he's texting me about anime. He's like, Matt, is this gonna happen? I'm like, dude, do you want me to spoil it for you?
That's why I was so concerned that you guys were talking Boku no Hero whenever you were like, because I haven't watched the new episode yet. In fact, I think I might be 2 episodes behind.
Oh, dude,
And
you
I was like,
gotta get caught up.
Yeah,
It's
watch
so
it.
good.
So good.
I was like, you guys
Number
better not be
4.
talking about it.
That was jinx number 4, just for the counter.
I'm just
Dang it.
I'm just super duper sad that I think the next episode's the last episode of this season, which means we have to get through another arc, and then we get to meet the big 3 of the school, which are the three top.
I'm so excited.
They're the fucking best. They're all 3 of
That
them are
sounds
fucking.
dope.
They're fucking hysterical.
That show is fantastic.
Yeah,
That show is
anyone who's never
fantastic.
watched Boku no Hero should watch it. It's called My Hero Academia in English. It is, even if you don't like anime, or you don't like superheroes, you should still watch it. It's just very well done. It's very cleverly written. The characters really grow on you and get better. And it's everything you possibly want.
I mean, when I saw the first episode, I thought it was weird as fuck, and now I think it's a dope ass. I'm like, man, I'm like invested. I'm invested in that show.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So, okay, we got about 10, 15 more minutes. I think.
Oh,
that's time
Food
for that.
Wars though.
Oh, you love Food Wars. No, that's fine.
Ah.
We can talk more about
Oh,
Food Wars
man.
maybe next week once the
Next,
season's
no,
over.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we got our hot pot topic.
Hot pot topic.
Hot pot.
Oh, this is a surprise. This is a surprise.
Hot pot topic.
Unless you're really good at
Wait, did you say
hearing.
hot pot?
Hot pot.
Topic.
It's like a hot pot.
Is it wait? Is this like a Milesian hot pot, or is this like a hot pot, like a pot?
No, like
of-
a hot pot of food you'd make.
Oh, okay.
Exactly what you think.
There's a
Oh,
homeless
okay.
person screaming outside of my window.
Oh, that's great. Are you sure it's a homeless person? We are in Hollywood.
No. That's true. It could be anybody. You're right. I'm being financially.
Biased.
Yeah, you are.
I
You
don't know.
financially biased SOB. But
There's a new thing to be offended about. That is your fault now, Frollo. Is financially biased.
financially biased son of a
Sure.
fucking bitch. No,
But yes, since this is in fact the Lazy Octopus podcast, technically, we are doing the hot pot, which is something that is, I think, common in Japan.
yeah, they're fairly common in Japan.
Yeah,
Are we
when they
literally
put, like-
talking about hot pots right now?
Yeah,
Well, I'm just informing why it's called
our
the
viewers.
hot pot.
Yeah, like a hot pot.
You never really know what you're gonna pull out of it.
You
so
just kind of throw shit in. It's fantastic. There's a wonderful hot pot place I know of in Orange County.
I want to go.
At the Kaleidoscope, but I assume there's ones we can go to out here in LA somewhere, so we don't have to go all the way to fucking Orange County to go.
For sure.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah. It'd be...
So, Matt, what is our hot pot topic of this week?
Today we're talking about water parks and why
Yes.
they're fantastic and everyone should love them. And if you don't love them, you can
Oh.
get the fuck out. Except not get the fuck out because we actually do love you. But how we're gonna
Please
try to
stay.
change your mind? Please stay.
It's only episode 1. No,
Please,
Bro, what was your
please
friend's
be our friend.
What was your friend who ruined League of Legends? I'm imagining him not liking water parks.
Eric's just like gone.
Wait, is he Eric with a C or Eric with a K?
See.
That figures.
No,
Oh, that's
Eric's a
weird.
wonderful human being. He actually reminds me a lot of you, Matt.
Oh, really?
Well, he plays a lot of WoW.
WoW's
I
fantastic.
love him. And he's very supportive.
WoW's fantastic. I need to
good
make
guy.
friends with this man so I can play WoW with other people because none of my friends,
You
all my
should.
all my
Eric's
friend-
a great person.
all my friends refuse to play WoW with me.
Hey, Matt.
What?
Okay, speed question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and you gotta answer as fast as you can.
Okay.
Okay. What are the 3 best things about water parks? 1, 2, 3, go.
Slides, bikinis, and bikinis.
All right.
Interesting.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm allowed to agree with that. I can say that scenery is a good thing, right? That's not like offensive in the today 2018.
That could be male bikinis.
I didn't specify. I should have
We're
specified
being
bathing
generally
suits.
neutral.
I'm just gonna say, scenery. We'll just say scenery.
No, but I love water parks.
Slides are fun though.
Oh, I know. I know Thomas and I, we basically grew up over the summers in water parks going to Raging Waters in
So
Orange
jealous.
County.
Oh,
So
yeah.
fuck it. It was the best. Bombay Blasters
Wild
all
Rivers?
day. Oh, yeah, Wild Rivers. Bombay Blasters in the Blue Mountain. Nobody knows what the Blue Mountain's real name is. We just know it's called the Blue fucking Mountain. There's like 3 different things to go into. And what do you always do, Thomas, when you're going down the Blue Mountain? What's the number 1 rule of the Blue Mountain?
I forgot.
You always try to flip yourself over so you go down it as a body slide.
Oh yeah, that's actually definitely what you're supposed to do.
They hate it when you come down. They're like, why is there just a tube coming down? And then 10 seconds later, you and the person you were in the 2-person tube with show up. They're like, you can't get in your tube. We fell out. We're sorry. We didn't try to do that. God damn you.
But yeah,
Good.
every ride is better as a body slide.
Fucking yeah, the body slides are almost always better.
I love it because, like, now that we have this like season pass for the water park, I've realized that water parks are like the last bastion of an era where like you didn't give a crap about people's like health and safety.
Oh yeah, not at all.
And they need to exist because we need to hold on to it. It's like a unicorn because now like everything's so regulated and like kids' toys are made out of plastic instead of metal, and like so we need water parks.
Can't
to
get that
remind
lead
they're soft.
poisoning.
That's funny. Someone actually was telling me the other day that there's like a movement in Europe, I don't remember what country, where elementary schools are like deliberately allowing their playgrounds to be dangerous. Because
You learn
like,
a lot.
Because yeah, the principal said like someone asked them, they were like, "Why are you doing this?" Like they're fighting back against like I don't know why. They like what you were saying.
No, there was
that
something
needs to
and-
exist. But the principal said what was really interesting. It's like, yeah, they get hurt, but only the first time, or like only once, because like
That's how
after
you
the
learn.
first time they learn not to do the stupid
Or they're
shit.
just stupid and then they die, and then are they really that much? Are they really helping?
That's called natural selection.
It's called natural selection.
Should we really be protecting people from Darwin?
Exactly. No, I
Why should there be some like water park safety person be like, actually, there's a lot of regulations. You cannot.
Oh, I'm
fall
sure
out
there
of the
are.
top.
oh, there are tons. I assume, and lots of math involved. Somebody went to jail because they were pretending to be actual engineers and built a water slide, and some kid died on it, and they found out they weren't engineers, and now they are going to jail for like criminal neglect.
Are
Dang.
you serious? This is true?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was some water park in Texas had like the biggest drop of a water slide, and they just didn't do the math correctly, and the guys just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So now these guys are going to jail because some like 12-year-old died. That's why when we go to Raging Waters, they have very specific weight limits for everything. They want to make sure nothing happens.
Oh yeah, because that's the physics that they can predict or whatever.
Exactly.
Like the only thing I worried about is sliding out the top of that shit.
Yeah,
But I guess you can't.
you're not going to do that. I mean, unless you're over those weight limits. And those weight limits are way below what they would need to be.
Yeah. Which is why your goal should always be speed. Because you can never go too fast.
Yeah, as we say, it's heels and shoulder blades.
That's
Thomas
right.
Thomas was trying to do this like tailbone butt thing, but no, you gotta get everything up.
It makes you go fast, but you bump your ankles on.
But you don't go as fast as shoulder blades.
I guess not.
And heels.
You need to turn yourself into a human toboggan. Those are ice skates.
The less surface
Exactly.
touching the
Exactly.
slide, less friction. So I don't understand the high heels and shoulder blades. So you get your butt and back off. Well,
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
just
Oh yeah, butt and back. It's like
I mean,
If that's your,
You-
if
you know-
that's
you know,
your kink, then that's what you
you know when a girl's really enjoying herself and that kind of posture. just that. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that.
Yes. The arch.
The arch.
You want to get the arch.
You want to get the arch.
Okay.
You know
I
it.
can see it in my head.
You can picture it.
I'm so sorry, my parents. I love you.
I'm sorry, my parents aren't going to listen to this. I'm not going to tell them we have this unless we're making money on it.
Oh,
My parents.
I will
listen.
donate $1.
I understand.
So, yeah, no, but that's the way to do. That's the way to do those slides. Is you got to get shoulder blades and heels.
I would like
Yeah.
to interject with the fact that for our hot pot,
Hot
this
pot.
last time that I was with the gang to the water park was the first time I've ever gone down a speed slide because I've
They're not
always
called
been terrified
speed
of them.
slides.
What are they called?
It's
The steep-ass green one.
It's not speed slides or any slides that are like open like that.
Yeah, it's called a speed slide.
Yeah, but you're talking about
You mean the body slides?
She's talking about a dropout slide where you go up like 12
Those
stories.
are speed slides. You go fast. The whole point of it's to go fast.
Yeah, but
There's no turns.
so is the other one we did in the first one we
tube?
did. Not the tube. The first one we did when we got there. We were waiting for our other
Oh yeah,
friends.
the one with the bouncy
those
shit.
yeah,
I thought I
those
was gonna
are
die on
those
that
are
one.
also speed slides.
that doesn't count as a speed
No,
slide.
those are speed slides. That's literally the
I didn't
name.
know a speed
The
slide
the
was- No.
literal
What was
the
it?
literal name of that ride is speed slides.
Well, they're wrong because a speed slide is whenever you quickly.
You go really fast on those.
Okay, listen. The point is that I was always scared of those slides because I felt like I was going to catch the water wrong and then I was going to fly forward and then just die because I was going to
See,
fall like 6 feet.
That happened to me the first time I went on the ride, literally called speed slides for all up.
That sounds terrifying.
Okay. Anyways, go on.
But so I finally went onto it, and it went great, and I loved it, and it was fun, and I'm really proud of myself because I went on it twice that day, and especially enjoyed it the second time, even though it rode my ass like a freaking motorboat.
There's so much
Is he talking about
dropout.
dropout?
So much butthole water. Just
There's
whoop,
so much butthole
just
water.
straight up
Your
the
butt,
butthole.
like
Not
your-
that word. No, that cannot be the name of it.
I don't know. That's what I call it. Butthole water.
Okay.
your butt vibrates like the vocal cords of a yodeler. Like, it's insane.
Are we talking about the one where when I got to the bottom, I was literally skipping on the top of the water, like?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Wedgie
It's
right there.
tough,
Yeah. It's still
Painful.
super fun though.
but it's super fun. Like, I actually enjoy it now. The racers one, though, or the speed slide, as you call it, even though it's wrong.
That's the literal name of the ride.
Well, they're wrong.
Go pull the
They're
map
allowed
up
to be
online.
wrong.
It's called Speed Slides. It's like one of the oldest rides there. It's been there since like the 80s. Since before you were
That's
born.
the one I thought
Before
I was going to slide out
regulation.
the top. I was
Yes.
like, I went shoo, shoo, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to slide
No,
out the top.
not. Oh yeah, that one. Not the one where you go up like 12 stories and you're on the mats. This is one the body.
Oh, that
slide.
one's dope. I like that
so
one.
good. Yeah,
That one's scary AF too, though.
Thomas, was it you and me that we rode that, like,
Yeah, we raced again.
we
Oh, that was
raced
fun.
a lot.
We did that like
was
3
good.
or 4 times. Yeah, that was good.
Ooh.
Oh, it was so good. We were there right at the end of the day, and it was great.
Fantastic.
It was like no line.
So I think we're just out of time for today because it's almost been an hour.
That's fair.
So I think it's time to wrap it up. We love water parks. Please love water parks as well. I think
And love us.
the three of us going to water park on Sunday. I think we're going to try to take some pictures and upload it to our Instagram so you can see some pictures of us. You're going to start seeing our faces more, so you get to see us with
I
our
hope it
shirts
doesn't
off.
start being busy this Sunday.
Oh, it's going to be so busy.
Really?
That's okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a little bit of relaxation on there too because it's been like a rough.
Even if you get the right when it
weeks.
opens? Oh, I guess there's going to be like summer camps and everything going there.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about the exact time. We're just there to have fun anyways. We're just chilling.
And what were the 2 out of the 3 most important things about going there?
We already said them. It was
So I'm saying, so even if the slides have lines,
body slides, bathing suits, and more bathing suits.
Yes.
I was more politically correct there, and I think that is a factual statement.
Well,
just because we're all white men doesn't mean that bathing suits are also not the best thing for the women. That's sexist.
Whoa! Why you gotta bring up that we're white? I'm just.
I don't know.
I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
He's just fucking with me. So, anyways,
bros.
Ace, thank you everybody for hopefully joining us on our first podcast venture. We'll get better at this. We'll get it tighter and get our topics better. See what people like, see what people don't like. If you have,
and if we did get better, and we've been recording for a while now and generated a huge population of listeners, that people. Now you're backtracking because you want to hear it from the beginning. Hi from the past. It's a really pleasure. I'm glad that you're here and that you're excited about what we're making. Yeah. Thanks.
We're excited.
Oh,
Thank you.
Cool. That's a nice idea.
Yeah, we
Frola, Andrew Frola.
for the trivia 6 years down the line. Well, we thank you guys for joining us. Once again, I'm Matt. You can find me I'm at Darth Pertinax on Twitter. Frola, where can I find you? And do you have anything you want to plug? I know you have the other podcast you do.
Oh yeah. Hi, my name's Andrew, not Frola.
His name's Andrew.
You can find me, as I said earlier, at Siberian Bane on Twitter, but you can also find me on a marvelous podcast known as The Weird Alphabet, where we go through all of Weird Al's songs in alphabetical order. We sell t-shirts. We have so much going on right now. So please come and check us out. And then, Thomas, off to you.
What's up? I am Tomas, aka Thomas,
aka Senior Suave, aka what's your fake German name?
Kjörg Yuba,
aka T to the Ho to the Mas,
and Aaron on Overwatch.
Nice.
And that's it.
That's it. Well, so we thank you guys for joining us. If you guys liked the video, we ask you guys do like it. We have to say this. We don't want to.
It's the worst.
Like, subscribe, comment. I feel like a scumbag saying that.
Hit the little crap. What the hell even is it? Hit the bell. Hit the bell next to the subscription so you get an annotation that tells you that we've updated.
Yeah. I have a question. Where is this gonna be playing?
So I was about to say that if you could let me get to it. Jeez. No, this is going up on YouTube right now. Over the weekend, I'm going to figure out how to upload it to probably SoundCloud, Stitcher, and I'm going to start the process of getting us up on podcast services on iTunes as well. I don't know exactly the process how to do that. I know it takes a few days and they have to do it a few times, so have a few completed before we can actually get it up there. But once we have it up there, we'll let you guys know. But we're going to start that process as well. But for the time being, it's just going to be YouTube, and we'll give people a heads up probably through our Twitter, maybe our Instagram once it starts showing up on other places. Once we have it on everywhere where we think we know where it's going to go, send us messages, tweet us if we're missing a place. But we'll let you guys know when we get further along. We're still really early on. You guys can't see our faces on really anything, but this is a work in progress. We're going to be continuing making content for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy hanging out with us. So I guess we'll talk to you guys later. Oh, once again, we're Lazy Octopus Gaming. This is the Hot Pot Podcast. You can find us overall we're at Lazy Octopus Game on Twitter, at Lazy Octopus Gaming on Instagram. The YouTube channel is Lazy Octopus Gaming as well. So show up, look at our stuff. We appreciate having you guys. We'll let you guys know when we're Twitch streaming as well, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
I have a closing thought.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Twitter increased their character limit, but they're the only one who doesn't have a long enough character for Lazy Octopus Gaming, so it has to be the Character Octopus Game.
They didn't change the limit for usernames.
See, there's the problem. That's problem number one.
I know, right?
All right. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Listeners.
Bye.
Bye.